everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back finally with my Halloween perfume video. So I am so excited to film this one. I have fragrances in my collection that every time I see them or think of them or smell them or wear them, they remind me of Halloween. Like the month of October, like we're into fall now, and I'm looking forward to Halloween and dressing up and all the fun makeup and all of the candy. Now some of these fragrances remind me of Halloween because of how they smell, and some remind me of it because of how the bottle looks. So yeah, I'm just gonna quit talking and jump right in. The first I want to talk about is Britney Spears' Midnight Fantasy. So this one reminds me of Halloween, mostly because of how the bottle looks. It's this gorgeous, like royal blue, purple color. It just reminds me of, the bottle itself reminds me of fall and of Halloween, and it's funny because the scent inside this one does not necessarily match what the bottle looks like. This is quite a fresh, shampoo-y type fragrance, which the bottle makes it look like dark, you know, like deep dark, like fruits of the forest. And the name too, Midnight Fantasy, it's kind of like midnight poison. Your mind just goes to like, you know, nighttime, dark notes, deep notes. So this is one of those that the bottle to me does not match what the scent inside smells like. But the scent, and I think it's just a mental thing because the bottle kind of reminds me of Halloween, the scent kind of takes me there too. Even though this smells like Salon Selective shampoo, if you guys remember Salon Selectives from way back in the day, that's what this smells like. But this is like super sweet. It's almost candy-like. So it almost does just have kind of like Halloween vibes about it. I don't know. There's just something about this fragrance that reminds me of Halloween. Even the scent inside. It's like sweet candy, yummy, and then this dark, beautiful. I think this is my favorite Britney Spears bottle, like ever. I just love this one. I just think it's gorgeous. This deep, dark blue, purple color with like the baby blue rhinestones on it. I just love it. So anyways, yeah, this perfume totally reminds me of Halloween. The bottle mostly, but even the perfume itself does. It's just gorgeous. So anyways, that is the first one, and that is Britney Spears' Midnight Fantasy. Okay, this second one, the bottle doesn't remind me at all of Halloween, but the scent inside does. So this is Sugarful from Michel Germain, and this smells like straight up pixie sticks. It smells like kind of like a sweet, powdered, I mean, it just smells like straight up sugar, like sweet, sour, powdery, pixie sticks sugar is what Sugarful reminds me of. And even in the dead of the summer, if I wear this, it will remind me of like Halloween time because it smells like straight up candy. This is probably, yeah, this is the one fragrance in my collection that just truly smells like candy. Even Ariana Grande's Sweet Like Candy says Sweet Like Candy, but it's just not like Michel Germain Sugarful. This really is Sweet Like Candy. Reminds you of Halloween candy. So yeah, and it's the cutest bottle ever. I adore it. So anyways, that is the second one. That is Sugarful from Michel Germain. Okay, this next one, this reminds me of Halloween, not only because of the bottle, but the scent inside definitely smells like deep, dark, like Halloween forest. I mean, this is Ghost Deep Night, and number one, I love the bottle. I bought this fragrance just for the bottle. I love the dark purple moon bottle, but I also love the fragrance inside. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. This is deep, dark, kind of almondy, powdery. There's probably heliotrope in this. I don't think there's almond, but there's probably heliotrope. But yeah, it's rich. It's dark. It definitely smells like night. I mean, it definitely smells, or like deep night. It smells like a nighttime fragrance. It's just one of those kind of thick, rich, slightly powdery, slightly sweet, slightly woody, just fragrance. This reminds me of like, I don't know, it reminds me of Hocus Pocus or something, you know? It's totally Halloween. The bottle, the fragrance, everything about it. It's just like a perfect Halloween scent. In fact, I might wear this on Halloween this year because it is just like the perfect Halloween scent. So anyways, that is Ghost Deep Night. This one isn't easy to come by anymore. Or it wasn't when I was looking for it. I don't actually know. I haven't looked for it for a couple of years now. But yeah, this one is such a beauty to have in your collection, even if just for the bottle. I love it. But I love the fragrance too. It's really beautiful. Okay, this next one, I just bought this like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, maybe. Yeah, I think I picked this up back in July, so it's been a few months ago. And when I picked it up and when I wore it, it immediately reminded me of Halloween time or of like a Halloween perfume. This is Nina Ricci Les Gourmandises Nina. And this is beautiful. This is like a sugared caramel. This is like a fruity, sugared caramel fragrance. It's really bright and fruity in the top, and as it kind of dries down, I believe there is caramel in this. And as it dries down, that caramel starts to come out. This is really, really sweet. This is like one of the sweetest fragrances I probably have in my collection. It's so sweet. It's such a sweet, candied fruit fragrance. And the bottle reminds me of Halloween too. When I first picked it up, I was like, that totally looks like a Halloween apple. Like, you know, Snow White's poisoned apple is kind of what it reminds me of. It definitely reminds me of Halloween. Gives me Halloween vibes, and it smells like Halloween too. It's like super, super sweet, like I said, candied fruit. Really, really yummy. So anyways, this one doesn't perform that great. Let me talk about the performance of these before we go on. So the Britney Spears Midnight Fantasy, that one's okay. You'll get maybe 4 hours out of it. It's not the best performer, but it's not like the worst either. Yeah, I'd say expect maybe 4 hours out of that one. Sugarful is an absolute beast for me. I can easily get 10 hours out of Sugarful. I do overspray it, but I have no problem getting like a full day of wear out of just one application of Sugarful. Ghost Deep Night isn't the best either. I get maybe 4 hours out of this too before I would have to reapply. It's definitely not the best performer in the world, but it's also not the worst. It's not like one of those I get 15 minutes or an hour out of it. I can get a good maybe 4 hours out of it. This one, same. It's not the best. I can get about 4 hours out of this. I wore it out one day, and by the time I got home, I couldn't smell it anymore, but yeah, it was. And this one might do better in the cold. I did test this in high heat, and I got about 4 hours out of it in high heat. So I will give this one a good wear test as soon as it cools down, like really significantly cools down. I will give this a good wear test, and I'll let you know. I'll update you and let you know if this one does any better in cool weather. So yeah, anyways, that is Nina Ricci Les Gourmandises Nina. Okay, this next one, I adore this fragrance. I like it just because I just love this fragrance, but this one definitely reminds me of Halloween, the bottle and everything. It is like this black, blingy, Halloween looking bottle. It's gorgeous. And the fragrance inside smells like Halloween too. Oh my gosh, this is like a dark, Ah, this is so beautiful. This is like a dark plum and patchouli scent. It's slightly sweet. It's spicy. I think this has got like a cinnamon note or something in it. And this one's changed a little bit since I've had it. This was a TJ Maxx find. I found this on clearance at TJ Maxx for like $8. I took a chance. I bought it. I did look up the notes, and the notes looked nice. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's plum in this. Like plum, patchouli, it's spiced. It's really dark smelling and really beautiful smelling. It's a little, like I would say it's a tad mature. Like just very slightly mature smelling, but I love it. It's really, really beautiful. It's like very slightly sweet from the plum, but not overly sweet. And yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like cinnamon note in this. This also really, really reminds me of something. This might have some rose in it too. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting some rose. Like a really beautiful, almost like a dusty rose. It's really gorgeous. I almost get Essence number 1, Elisab Essence number 1 Rose. I almost get those kind of vibes from this. It's beautiful. I don't know. I've always loved this fragrance, and this reminds me of like spooky, cold, crisp fall nights. Like it reminds me of Halloween. It always has, ever since I bought it. The bottle alone just reminds me of Halloween because of that blingy black bottle. But anyways, that is Judith Lieber Night. Such a perfect Halloween scent. Okay, this next one has also reminded me of Halloween ever since I bought it. This is a Zara fragrance that Joe loves, or Zara Emotions fragrance, I should say, from the Joe Loves line. This is Rose Marshmallow Candy, and this reminds me of, I don't know, it almost reminds me of like a kid's Halloween fragrance, though. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. This is another one that has changed since I got it, and I love it. It's gotten like, I don't know, it's gotten more rich smelling. These only have like a few notes in them, and I don't think this even has rose in it, if I remember correctly. But it's just beautiful. It's kind of sugared, sweet. This one immediately reminded me of like a kid's Halloween perfume. There's something about it that is just, it's so cute. It reminds me of like Halloween candy. And I think a lot of it came from the name, the Rose Marshmallow Candy. But it's beautiful. It's kind of powdery smelling. It's sweet. It's very youthful smelling. It's sugary smelling. It would just be a great Halloween perfume. So that is a great Halloween perfume pick, in my opinion. So anyways, that is Zara Rose Marshmallow Candy. I don't even know if they've got that one on the website anymore, but I love that fragrance. I am pretty sparing with mine. I do have to overspray mine quite a bit when I wear it, and I'm pretty sparing with it because this is one that I don't want to be without. Okay. This next one, not only does the bottle smell like or remind me of Halloween, but the fragrance does as well. This is one that I always pull out this time of year. I love this fragrance. I get compliments on this fragrance galore. This is a people pleaser. This is Sofia Vergara Love. And this is also a beast of a fragrance on me. This used to get me through entire 10-hour workdays, no problem. This is sweet. It's got a really beautiful coffee note in it. I think people say this reminds them of black opium, but it does not remind me of black opium. I would say it's that type of fragrance, for sure. It's definitely like in the vein of black opium, but it does not smell like black opium. This is beautiful. This is sweet. It's got coffee in it. It's got praline in it. It's just a beautiful fragrance, and I pull it out at this time of year every year. And I think because of the dark bottle and the sweet candied smell of it, it just reminds me of Halloween. This would be a perfect Halloween fragrance. I love this fragrance. And like I said, I get compliments on this, and I have got a pretty darned good dent in my bottle. My bottle is already down to about there because I love this fragrance. I love it. I do overspray it, but if I overspray it, I only have to apply it once and I will smell like this all day. And people love this fragrance. It's yummy, sweet, candied, like just goodness. And again, it's with this dark bottle, and the way that it smells, it just reminds me of Halloween. So anyways, that is Sofia Vergara Love. Okay, next I've got another Zara fragrance, and this is another one that not only does the fragrance inside remind me of Halloween, but the bottle does too. This is Violet Blossom from Zara, and is that not the perfect like Halloween purple? Pair that with some orange, and would that not be just the perfect Halloween purple? But anyways, the bottle reminds me of Halloween, but the fragrance is so beautiful. This one, now, Zara loves to put different fragrances in the same bottles. So like the Violet Blossom that I have here might be a different Violet Blossom from like 3 years ago. So some people think that this smells completely different than what I have, and I think it's because we've got two different fragrances. They're just both named Violet Blossom. I don't know why Zara does that. It irritates me to no end because it's very, very confusing. Oh my gosh, I love this. This reminds me of a cross between Hypnotic Poison and Poison Girl from Dior. It reminds me of a really, like if Hypnotic Poison and Poison Girl had a baby, it would be Violet Blossom. It just is this beautiful, sweet, smooth, like caramel smelling, just yummy fragrance. And every time I see this in my collection, it reminds me of Halloween, and it smells like, I mean, it would be a perfect Halloween fragrance because it's smooth, it's sweet, it just smells amazing. It's one of my, by far, it's my favorite Zara fragrance in this line. These ones that come in these bottles that are super, super affordable. Like this little bottle is $10, so affordable. Yeah, it's by far my favorite fragrance in this line. But yeah, I just adore it. So that is Zara Violet Blossom. And then last but not least, tell me this bottle does not totally remind you of Halloween. This is the Juicy Couture Viva La Juicy Noir. And this is another bottle. Every time I see it in my collection, it reminds me of Halloween. Something about the color combination of this like deep but bright pink with this black bow. It's just like, this is another one. You could pair this with purple and it would be Halloween. You could pair it with purple and orange and it would totally be Halloween. It just reminds me of it. But the smell also does. I love the way this one smells. And it's funny because this is one that I would have never picked up had it not been for my friend Jennifer. She sent me a sample of this. It's been some years back, but she sent me a sample of this and I fell in love immediately. And I was like, where has this been my whole life? And why have I slept on this fragrance for so long? Oh my gosh, I love this one. This is another one that it's like fruits. It smells like Viva La Juicy, but it's like a little bit fruitier and sweet in the top. Yeah, it's definitely a Viva La Juicy. It smells like Viva La Juicy, but it's a little bit sweeter. There's something almost clean smelling about it, which is very strange for a fragrance called Noir. But it does have this almost shampoo-y, like clean vibe going. But it definitely still smells just like Viva La Juicy. It's sweet, it's fruity, it's like a perfect Halloween scent again. I just love it. And the bottle definitely looks like Halloween. So anyways, that is Viva La Juicy Noir from Juicy Couture. And then, did I say last but not least before that one? That is not last. I have one more fragrance, and this one definitely reminds me of Halloween. This is a Ganache Parfums perfume, And my label looks crazy because something leaked. I ordered like a whole bunch of fragrances when I got this, and something in the box leaked, and so this is actually the pattern of bubble wrap on the label where it leaked all over the label. So yeah, so I've got like a bubble wrap pattern on mine. This fragrance is called, I think, Marshmallow and Incense, and I remember when I got this and I first tested it. I've got another fragrance too. I'm definitely not done. But yeah, after I got this and tested this, it reminded me of Halloween. I was like, that is totally like crisp fall night. You're out around a campfire roasting marshmallows. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. It does have like a very light kind of incense vibe to it. I wish I knew what this was actually called. I've got a whole bunch of Ganache perfumes that, well, not a whole bunch, but I do have a few Ganache perfumes that my labels are messed up. So it's like I have to rely on my memory. But I'm pretty sure this one's called Marshmallow and Incense. But yeah, it's this yummy, fluffy, slightly powdery marshmallow, like if you stuck your nose in a bag of marshmallows. And then it's got this beautiful, like, light, airy kind of incense, but it's more of like a woody incense rather than like a smoky incense. It's just gorgeous, and it reminds me of like cold fall nights, or you know, crisp, cool fall nights around a bonfire. It's like Halloween time. We've all got our jack-o'-lanterns lit on our front porch. It's that kind of a cozy fall fragrance. So it would be like the perfect Halloween scent, especially if it's like cold where you are on Halloween. This would be in fact, if it's cold on Halloween here, this might be my Halloween scent. I just love it. It's so perfect. And I'm so sad Ganache Parfums is going out of business. He's not going to be making fragrances anymore. I just got the email and I'm really, really sad about that. But I'm going to do a whole Ganache Parfums video soon. Maybe you guys can get your hands on some before he closes up shop for good. But anyways, that is Ganache Parfums. I believe it's called Marshmallow and Incense. And then this last one, there's always been something about this fragrance, even though there is nothing Halloween-like about this fragrance at all, but in my imagination, there's always been something about this fragrance that reminds me of like Halloween in Victorian times. I don't know, I'm such a weirdo, and you guys are gonna be like, what? But just hear me out. So this is Insolence from Guerlain, and this is the most beautiful, perfect candied violet fragrance that I've ever smelled. It's rich, it's syrupy, it's sweet, candied violets. It is so gorgeous, and it just reminds me of like maybe what children during the Victorian era smelled on Halloween. Maybe they smelled like candied violets. I don't know. It's just like my weird historical imagination running wild, but I really do. Like, this is always reminding me of like Halloween in the Victorian era with the candied violets. Like maybe they had tins of little candied violets. They're little perfumey like tinned candy. It's just I don't know. It's just my imagination. But anyways, I adore this fragrance. That's what it reminds me of. I saved it for last because it's weird, and it's probably something that's just unique to me and my weird imagination, but I had to include it because it really does. And the purple bottle definitely can give off some Halloween vibes. Yeah, candied violets though, for sweet little Victorian children. Okay, anyways guys, so that is it for my Halloween fragrance video. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this and at least found it fun. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.